This is official. AEW's upcoming console video game will not be nearly as visually appealing as WWE 2k22. More on this, along with some major wrestling news stories of the day, in this video from Wrasslinews. Like it or not, All Elite Wrestling's upcoming video game will not be nearly as visually attractive as WWE's own upcoming game, that is WWE 2k22. And this is not a prediction, it is not a rumor, this is coming straight from AEW superstar Kenny Omega. Now, Kenny Omega recently sat down for an interview with the Wrestling Observer Radio, where he praised WWE's upcoming 2k22 video game, calling it absolutely gorgeous in terms of its look and visuals. And Kenny, while talking about his own company's, AEW's video game, admitted that their upcoming console game will never be able to compete with the production value of WWE 2k22. Once again, guys, this is not a prediction, not a rumor, this comes straight from Kenny Omega. But Kenny Omega is not very concerned about the fact that it's not gonna look as beautiful as 2k22, because he says that visuals isn't what AEW is focusing on when it comes to their upcoming game. Their primary focus is actually the feel of the game. AEW wants the wrestling in the game to feel like how it used to feel like for wrestling fans who used to play games back in the day, so fans can actually have fun playing the wrestling game with their fellow wrestling fans. But in this day and age where you have next-gen and very powerful consoles like the PS5, is it acceptable for a company to overlook its graphics and its visuals and only pay attention to the game's engine and its mechanism? Let us know what do you think in the comments below. Now, moving on, let's take a look at our second news story of the day, which is actually about a WWE Hall of Famer's advice that WWE might want to consider. Now, Bully Ray on the Busted Open Radio said that this year's Hall of Fame induction should only be built around The Undertaker. That is right, Bully Ray is suggesting that the only person to enter this year's class of the WWE Hall of Fame should be the dead man himself. Calling Taker the greatest creation in the history of WWE, Bully Ray also believes that since there are so many people who would want to induct the dead man and who would actually do a great job at inducting The Undertaker into the Hall of Fame, they should all be allowed to do it, suggesting that he wants multiple people to induct Taker into the Hall of Fame this year. Now, what do you think? Should this year's Hall of Fame be built only around Taker? Should multiple people be allowed to induct him into the Hall of Fame? And most importantly, should Taker be the only superstar or legend to enter this year's Hall of Fame class of 2022? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Now, this upcoming news story might actually put a smile on your face if you are a NXT fan, because this story is all about putting the spotlight on NXT. You might have noticed over these past several weeks, WWE has been sending stars from NXT to Raw and Raw to NXT. I mean, AJ Styles made the trip to NXT to feud with Grayson Waller, and Waller also made appearances on Monday Night Raw. Styles, because of this little feud that they had, he actually ended up wrestling his first ever NXT match on the show. And now Dolph Ziggler is in NXT. And that's not it, guys. Last Raw, we saw Ciampa and Finn Balor beating Ziggler and Robert Roode in a tag team match. You know, all these crossovers happening, and Dave Meltzer has actually revealed that these Raw vs NXT feuds are here to stay. The plan moving forward is to always have one or the other Raw superstar feuding with an NXT star. Now, this is WWE's way to help boost the ratings for NXT 2.0, as both Monday Night Raw as well as NXT 2.0 air on the USA Network. Now, the last news story in this video might actually surprise a lot of the fans out there, and the news is that WWE's Saudi Arabia shows have generated over $100 million more than every single WrestleMania events combined. It's true, like it or not, this is true. This is it. This is the end of the news for this video. I am Wrassingh. This is Wrestling News, and you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button because we are live every time there's a major breaking news story popping up in the wrestling world. I'll see you the next time there's a huge wrestling news story. Thank you and have a great day ahead.